The press briefing is now officially open. At this time, I invite the Minister of Public Housing, Spatial Planning, Environment and Infrastructure, the Honorable Christopher Emmanuel. Minister.
Good morning. Yeah, let me take this opportunity first and foremost to thank the police department for taking the initiative. And this is something that I really wanted to talk about, as many of the roads are being resurfaced and the inner roads are being patched. We are talking about the road going up Naked Boy Hill, where we see it have been in terrible shape, and it's still in terrible shape, but the police had taken the initiative to haul in the contractors that supply cement. And I understand the reason for that, because that road seems to be the constant depository of cement when trucks are going up that hill, and with no sort of concern to the residents, it is just left there on the side. I know that it's being taken up, it's being cleaned up, because it is a nuisance, and it's irresponsible for the contractors to feel that they can simply drop waste, whether it's accidental, because I understand going up the hill and when it jocks, the cement in the back falls out. But the companies and them also have a responsibility to see to it that when this happens, you clean it up, because what you do is put other pedestrians, other drivers in danger, and also you damage the vehicle. So again, I'm saying congratulations to the police department for taking that initiative by calling in the contractors to deal with that situation and see to it that it doesn't happen again. And I also want to say, to my colleagues, that I appreciate the relationship that we have. Many of you all wouldn't know or wouldn't hear what goes on in the Council of Ministers. And as much as we may not agree on everything, but at the end, we come to one common goal and understanding that we need to fix and deal with the issues that's affecting St. Martin. And I can speak personally on a relationship with the Minister of Health, because we put our heads together, and I would say, Minister Lee, this is a situation that needs to be taken care of. And he would say, well, why don't you look at it this way? For example, the old Soccer Garden Hotel, if you all know where it is, there is two huge big pools, huge, with water, green, mucky, mosquito-infested water. And it's a situation that needs to be dealt with now. And I was speaking to the Minister of Health, and I said we should bore some holes in the wall and the water can run up. And he said, well, there's another way to look at it. You can put something in the water that can kill off the larvae of the mosquitoes, so we wouldn't have, but it's a serious situation. What you're looking there is a dengue and a Zika infestation waiting to happen if that is not taken care of. But why I make mention of my colleagues, I wouldn't have known what to do if I didn't had a conversation with the Minister of Health. So in that respect, I always say thank you for that. And also, I know the Minister of Education concerning the repairs of school. It will be a knock on the door and say, Minister, we need to talk about this. And it's always, well, why don't you look at it this way and look at it that way? So that's why, again, I'm saying to all the individuals out there that use our public roads, because it is not an easy task for government to take the initiative to resurface roads, to paint roads, and then they're taken for granted. And if you look out there now, you will see that the guys are out there and they're doing a marvelous job. I want to thank the department head for that, for what they're doing, because they really seem to be putting some gust or some gust into it, or doing it with pride. I haven't seen sort of a new face on the public roads as what I'm seeing right now in Phillipsburg. And then, with that being said, I've been receiving a number of calls from residents alike complaining about sewage water, septic water, and it is a serious situation that we have in our society. I'm going to tell you the reasons why we haven't been able to reach out to you as yet. And it's simple. The inspection department, we are in need of vehicles. And that's the problem. That's the problem that we are having right now. And for me, it's always looking at a new approach, a different approach, how assistance can be given. And I'm saying to most of the affluent businesses in the community, as much as government has a responsibility, you also have a responsibility. I would be coming to you and asking for the donation because I need to fix these problems. These problems need to be fixed. And there are problems in your neighborhood. You are using the roads. You are living in those areas. The water is running by your homes. So as much I would have a relationship with different business people in the society, it's time for you to contribute also to this society. So I'm reaching out to you as the minister and saying, lend us a hand, help us, donate what you can, because it's a situation that we are living in that we cannot continue. The longer we leave it, the worse it's going to come. And if we don't tackle it and nip it in the butt right now, it's not going to get solved. People feel that it's okay to simply just run their sewage in the road. Where does it end up? One place, the ponds. That's where it ends up. And eventually, into the beaches. You are carrying your children there to swim. Your family is there to swim. It's unacceptable. It's unacceptable, and we are going to take a serious look at this problem. The serious look we are going to take concerning this. And also, I spoke about this before. In the cul-de-sac area, in the reward area, St. Peter's area, there are a number of back roads that in the morning rush hour, going to school, people would take these back roads to get onto the main road. And what do we have? Old vehicles, expired number plates, up on blocks, up on one wheel. Remove them, or we are coming to remove them at your expense. Remove them, or we will remove them at your expense. Because again, stop thinking about yourself and start thinking about the community that you're in. These sort of things simply can't be the way they are anymore, no longer. We are doing a project right now in South Reward. The Ministry of Rummy have taken the initiative in Arrow Drive to fix the running water that have been there for years. From time I was a little boy, from before the road was paved, the vocational school was built on a spring, and it was covered up, and the water have been running there for the past 20, 25, 30 years down in front of Miss Mac. It has been out on tender. The work has started. So again, I'm saying to the community, and they bear with us. It's going to take some time, about, I think, approximately 6 to 8 weeks it's going to take to complete that project. That is ongoing. I've also received a number of calls concerning Carolita Road. The bump is too high, the bump is too short, the road is not smooth enough. And it's a case of whether you do or if you don't do. For me, it's best you just do. And I've mentioned it before. The police department regulates those sort of things. And if that's the way they say the bump should be, then that's the way it should be. It's not for me to determine whether it's too high, too short, too low, too wide, or not good enough. It will be painted. They are working, they are moving. But again, accessibility in terms of vehicles, accessibility in terms of working at night, there are certain things that is needed that we are working on. But again, and I said this last night, and we all probably wouldn't like it when we hear the Minister of Finance talk about tightening our belt and squeezing. But we are taking strides and we are moving forward. We are making strides and we are moving forward, and these things will come. It's just a matter of time. Our debt is being cleared up, and when this is done, the budget will be open and we'll be able to do more work. But work is going on and things are happening. So bear with us, give us some time. St. Peter's Road, the sidewalks, there are still some work that needs to be done, and it's going to be done. I spoke to the contractor, and he's working on it. But I also want to say this to our government-owned companies, such as UTS, such as Telem, such as GEBE. When you get a waiver to dig up the sidewalks, or the roads, to put in your cables, please repair it back properly. Please repair it back properly. It can't be that you get the waiver and the sidewalk is done properly, the bricks are done properly. You dug it up, remove the sand, you take 2-3 weeks to make the repairs. And when the repairs are done, it's not done properly. Changes are coming in that aspect also. And those things happen because you get it for free. And when you start to pay for it, then you're going to understand the need and the work that the pedestrians and the people in the area are talking about when you damage these sort of things. So again, I want to thank everyone. Take care of yourself. God bless. Bye. Thank you.